So I was always kind of interested in arts and crafts and photography, but it wasn't until college that I actually knew that you could kind of study film as a thing, and had an amazing teacher who kind of opened my eyes to world cinema. And so I kind of took that on until degree level. So I studied film studies for 3 years. And then afterwards, kind of decided, I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. Maybe it was directing or something similar. And so I was just applying for like work experience and all that kind of stuff. Ended up doing a few like freelance gigs as a camera operator, sort of shooting and editing my own stuff. And then kind of got the bug from there. Applied to a million places in London and found a place at a production company that took me on as a kind of cameraman editor. So I was there for a couple of years and then weirdly got made redundant at 22 because they got bought out. So that kind of pushed me into being freelance very early on, and I kind of stuck to it. Worked as a freelancer for about 5 years, and then in that time was working on short films and stuff and kind of cultivating the more narrative side, and also applying to NFTS because I felt that there was a bit of a knowledge gap there. I didn't really ever assist. I was always shooting myself. So I figured either you go down the assisting route or the film school route. And I tried to get into NFTS. I didn't get in the first couple of goes, but I finally made it when I was 28. So I got in there, did 2 years of very intense studying, and it was a bit of a whirlwind, and then graduated just as COVID happened, amazingly, which was great in a way because it gave me a bit of time to just chill and reflect on things, but it was also difficult to get back into the industry. So I kind of stayed in touch with an agent that I was about to sign to, and did a bunch of freebies for like the next 6 months, and then signed to a new company that he went to. And so I was with him for like 6 to 8 months, and then I got approached by WPA, and then started working for them. Like you do see some like freak stories of DPs that are like early 20s and like killing it. But I think I needed that time to just work out exactly what it was that I wanted to do. And it wasn't actually until I was working as a cameraman / editor that I figured out that every lunch break I would spend just looking at forums about cinematography. So I was like, maybe there's something to this. So when I got made redundant, I was like, maybe just concentrate on the camera side of things. And it kind of snowballed from there. I think it was really just that teacher at college that kind of opened my eyes to things, because I hadn't really experienced cinema too much when I was early teens. And then to start seeing cinema from like all the ages, and like European film, world cinema, I suddenly realized that this was like a humongous industry with like a lot of room for like artistic endeavor, and it wasn't limited to just like directing or like sound. Like there were so many jobs that encompassed, and so many of my loves, like art photography, like being with people, traveling, that I knew that this was actually something that could be a career for me. I think COVID really helped to give people a bit of like reflection time on where their priorities lay. And as someone, I think everyone in the film industry is very committed to what they do, but you have to kind of balance that with the life kind of side of things as well. So after COVID happened, I realized that I do need to spend more time with friends and family and away from work. So I set some boundaries for myself. For example, if I'm not shooting on a Sunday, I'm not getting back to anyone with messages if it's not like absolutely urgent. Evenings up to a certain point, it's time for myself, which I need to recharge, and makes me a better filmmaker on the day, because I think you need the energy to really like kill it when you're on set, because it feels like a performance. But you only can do that when you have rest time too.